talking about movies I do not recommend to anybody with a soul. I could not recommend these movies at all. Don't watch them. Well, there's one that I think maybe you could watch, but I wouldn't ever want to watch it again, personally. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Uh, and this is not like one of those movie reviews where people are like, "This movie was so bad, it's crazy." Like, go watch it because it's crazy bad. Like, they're not bad movies. They're not bad in the sense of like poorly written or like not like there's passion put into these movies, but I feel like it is in a bad way. Like in a malicious bad way. Like it crushes my soul, and I don't like the vibes of these. And they are all different genres. Like, none of these movies are the same genre. I'm gonna stop explaining, and I'm gonna start talking about the movies. So, actually, I have one more thing to say. These movies I came across for various reasons. Some of them were like, oh, I like that director, or I like the lead, or I like the genre, or I had to watch it for film class. So, this is like a warning, I guess, video of like, if you are the kind of person who likes watching a lot of films and like wants to watch some classics or wants to watch like movies that everybody recommends or that like are very famous. 3 of 4 of these, no, 2 of 4 of these are very popular and like people would recommend, and then 2 are just like, like you might have heard of them, but they're not like film movies, you know. So the first one, I'm gonna start with what I would recommend the very least of all these movies. And it's Sausage Party. I watched this movie because I really like Superbad, and it's got all the same writers, the same actors, and I was like, oh, cool. No, not cool. It's bad. Like, it's one of the worst movies I've ever watched. It's appalling. It's not fun comedy where it's like, oh, that's zany and wacky, and like those lewd jokes don't crush my entire being. This movie, I went mute for like a full 2 hours after because it was so appalling. Like, I'm not sure why they made the movie. It's grotesque, and it is not a good watch. The characters in the movie are like the worst parts of society. Like, they are selfish and evil, and like they're the heroes of the movie, and they're like the worst possible personalities you can have. It's violent, which I didn't know it would be. It's very violent, and it's very lewd, and it's very uncomfortable. So if you have a soul, skip that movie. It is not worth it. It is not cute. It is not funny. I mean, maybe there's some funny jokes, but like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. If you like the actors, like, I watched it because of what's his face, Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, because I really like how they play off each other in Superbad, and I was like, oh, great, Michael Cera and Jonah Hill are together again, and I'm like, that would be so cute and fun, like it is in Superbad. It is not like that at all. Michael Cera's character is straight up evil. Jonah Hill's barely in it. So skip it, just skip it, okay? All right. The second movie, we're gonna take it down a bit. This is a heavy video because these are like the movies that I am so against. So I'm kind of fired up. But okay, so the second movie is Full Metal Jacket. I can't pronounce words. Excuse me. I watched this for a film class. Jeez, this movie also made me go mute for a long time. I couldn't process what I was seeing. It was extremely intense. Like, the first 30 minutes is like, oh, if you don't know, Full Metal Jacket is a Vietnam War movie by Stanley Kubrick. If you've seen any of Stanley Kubrick's work, I think maybe you wouldn't be surprised. He did The Shining, and he did Clockwork Orange, and he did Eyes Wide Shut, all of which I have not watched because I've seen Full Metal Jacket, and I don't want to watch any more of his movies ever. So it's the first 30 minutes is all the soldiers in like their training camp, and the sergeant is just yelling for 30 minutes and insulting them and saying like the meanest things. And then, so after that, after all of that yelling and like screaming, then they go into war. And in the war, the soldiers are not, I mean, not that soldiers need to be nice specifically, and I don't know if I'm mixing it up with Apocalypse Now, but I don't think I am. The soldiers are all like bad people. Like, they're like, I love being in war. Like, I don't know what that's about, but they all love, except for the main character, they all love being in war. And it's like, they love killing people. And it's like, well, what is this? It's like a commentary on like how bad the what am I saying today? How bad the Vietnam War is, but it's like, it's a war. Like, duh, it's bad. Like, it's a war. It wouldn't be happy. Like, and so, like, to have these characters in a war and then also have them, like, loving being in war, like, just to show how bad it is and how, like, bad killing people is. It's like, of course killing people is bad. Like, you don't need to prove it. Or at least it doesn't need to be proven to me. So yes, I would not recommend watching Full Metal Jacket if you have any sort of empathy. And I'm not saying like if you do like it, then you don't have empathy. I'm just saying like if you have not seen it and you don't like being yelled at for 30 minutes and then seeing people love being in war, and it's not played for laughs, it's very serious. It's very extreme, and I do not recommend it, just because it's so intense and like, I keep saying the word evil, but that's pretty much what it is. It's like, it's just very dark. It's very dark, and there's no like relief from the dark. It's just like Stanley Kubrick is like, it's bad. Look how bad this is. And you're like, I get it. So that's Full Metal Jacket. And then, so you'll notice a theme. These movies are all very violent, and they are very soul-crushing. Like, there's no relief from the bad, you know. So the third movie, and a lot of people are going to disagree on this one, probably, but is Tropic Thunder. I never want to watch that movie again. I went into it thinking it'd be a comedy, and it is, but it's like a very dark comedy, and I did not expect how dark it was. It's very, very violent, like these other movies, grotesque ways. But then the characters, like, so this movie is about, it is also a commentary on how stuff is, but it's a parody of a Vietnam movie, with like the actors who like get like way too into the role and like think that they're like actually in war, but then like in the movie it turns out that I think they went to the wrong filming location, or like something went wrong with the filming location, so they think that they're in a training camp, but they're like actually being held hostage somewhere. And then it's like the actors being like, this is so intense, and it's so cool that I get to train like this, and like whatever, you know. So it's like same vein, I guess, same vein of really violent war movie, but it's like somehow worse because it is played for laughs, because it's like the actors are seeing like the terrible stuff happen, but they think it's like not real, so then they're joking about it, but it's like not a joke. I don't know, maybe people would like interpret it as a joke, but like with me, I mean, not interpret it, but I mean, like, I think that's what the point was, is that like it is played for humor, but then it's like so grotesque that it's like not funny anymore, at least to me, or it's just like, what am I watching? Like, it's not funny to witness atrocities in the jungle. It is horrifying, and to not be aware of how bad your situation is like, I don't know, not fun for me to watch. So I never want to watch that movie again. And then like the other characters don't really, like, Ben Stiller is like the main character, and he's like the main action hero who's like really into like immersive war stuff, you know, like training. And then like the other characters are like not good people either, and they're all like kind of sad and grumpy, and it's like, why would I want to watch a bunch of sad grumpy people in the jungle who don't know how bad it is, like, that they're there, and then like nobody is like just bad things keep happening to these people, and they're not even like good people, and there's no like real redemption. Like, it's just like, these actors are stupid. Hey, look at all the bad stuff that happens to them. Like, it's just like a mean movie. It's just mean, I guess. Okay, and then the last movie, because I'm getting kind of sad, but I think this is important, just so you know, not to watch these movies if you are also bothered by these things. It's a newer Netflix movie, and it's called Choose or Die. And I really liked the escape room movies. Like, I liked those like pseudo games where it's like, oh, it's a game, but something crazy happens, and it's real, you know. Like, I think those are fun. But this is not that. This movie is not fun. It's about like this girl, and she's really poor, and she wants a new job because her job sucks, and she like can't catch a break. And then she gets this fun video game, like this old fun video game, and then, but it turns out that the video game is real, and then like she, like, so it's like choose or die, like choose between eating a sandwich or eating a cake or whatever, like a basic question, but then like it's like twisted to be like, oh, when you pick the sandwich has razor blades in it, you know, or whatever. That sounds dark. But it's like that, where it's like basic question, bad outcome, regardless of what you choose. So then like people are dying in front of her because she couldn't make a good decision. And then she gets like framed for murder. So she's poor. She's got a mom who is like a drug addict who is so depressed that she can't leave the house, so she's taking care of her mom. And like she's gonna get evicted from her apartment, and now she's being framed for murder. And it's like, why would you want to watch that? So that movie I never even finished because I just turned it off because it like got like, it just kept going. It just kept going, like more and more bad things happened. And then like there's a point where she's like gotta choose between her friend and her little brother, and it's like, who made this? Like, why? Why would I want to watch this poor woman go through this? Like, she's not like, and she can't like save herself. She's just like doomed to this bad game. So that's not a fun movie. I also wouldn't recommend that one. I saved that one for last because I don't feel as strongly about it, but I also would not recommend it because it is not a fun thriller horror. It is a sad, bad, depressing, scary, not fun horror movie. Which is the name is unassuming because it sounds like it should be just a fun little thriller video game movie like the escape room movies, and it is not that. So yeah, I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you avoid these movies. Sorry if this was a downer or scary, or or if you don't agree and you actually liked all these movies and you're feel very insulted right now that I don't like them. But I mean, you can like them. I'm fine with that. But I mean, if you don't like violence and you don't like downer violence, these movies I would not recommend. Just to let you know. Just if you're hopping around trying to see new movies, because I know that people would recommend these probably, and I would not recommend them. If somebody tells you to watch them, just keep this stuff in mind. Yeah. Anyway, thought I would keep on theme with the spooky stuff of grotesque, violent movies that I would not recommend you to watch because, yeah. Also, they all happened, why? I guess I just don't like violence after, I knew that, but these ones, I guess I really don't like violence. Except for Scream, I guess. Scream is fine violence. Alright. Happy not watching.